I'll mute my mic.
Okay. All right, good afternoon, everyone. Today is Wednesday, October 24th, 2012. I feel like I said 2010 yesterday. Anyway, it's 2012. Let's see, the results this morning. We had pretty bland results this morning. We were break-even after a couple trades on the NQ, break-even after a couple trades on gold. We actually lost 2 trades on the Russell. The last trade that we were in, I had my stop too close, and it would have worked out perfectly if my stop was not too close. However, that was not the case. That was the results of the morning, unfortunately. I'm going to go over all the trades that set up here and everything else. If you have not taken a free trial with us, go to www.cfrn.net/apply. Sign up for the free trial. With the free trial, we only ask for your name and your email address, and you get an email that will explain to you how to download all the indicators, the charting platform, the data feeds, all that stuff. You get all that stuff for free for 5 business days, and you also get links to get into our live trading room in the morning so we can show you how it's all done. All right. Again, that's www.cfrn.net/apply. For everybody who's on the free trial, partners meeting tomorrow night. You need to be a partner to get into the partners meeting. You should all have an offer in your inbox with the information required to become a partner. Go take a look in your inbox. If you have any questions about anything, give me a call. My number is in there. Okay? And if you don't have the email, just send us an email at support@cfrn.net, and we'll get all the information out to you as soon as possible. Okay? Now, the trades. I went over the results already. We're down 12 ticks on the Russell. I lost 2 6-tick trades. Okay, I'll show you the actual trades. Let's start off with that. Okay. Let's start off with that. Here they were. We pulled back up, tested the BBC, and had a down close right here. We had bearish divergence. I sold it here, and it stopped me out here for -6 ticks. Now, I meant to change my stop to 8 ticks, because all my trades should have 8 ticks. I would have been -8 on this one. But when it came up here, it tested the yellow line. Well, it was actually red, you see. And I sold it there as well. It pulled back 6 ticks where my stop was and stopped me out to the tick. If I had 8 ticks, I'd have still been in the thing and taken profit down here, and everything would have been ducky, and we wouldn't have had any issues at all. As it turns out, I got stopped out there for -6 ticks. So I had 2 -6 tick trades there on the Russell. Now let's just get back here at the beginning. We opened up, dropped right through this level right here. Now we wouldn't have anticipated this to hold because we weren't coming off a higher swing right here. You see, we have a lower high right there. So it dropped right through that. We could have sold over here. I missed the opportunity to do this, but we could have sold right in there to get that move down. It pulled back up here to try to pull back up here, but it didn't actually get there. It did test the BBC and give a down close right here, but the cycle was moved up too far in the divergence. All right, so we put in a lower low. The next pullback up here, we could have shorted that, anticipating that it was going to move down to the BBC. Then at the BBC, we had a bullish cross. We could have bought right there. I missed all that. I don't know what I was doing at the time. I was probably trading something else or explaining something else, but right in there were a couple of opportunities, and right here as well. Okay, on the long side, right there was a bullish divergence, and again right there with the bullish divergence. In this one, it dropped right down to here. Okay, you could have bought it right there again because you came off a higher high. All right, could have bought right in there for the move up, and it moved up. Pulled back here. Now I wouldn't have liked this one because we had this trend line right here on the way down. All right, so I would not have liked that one or taken that one. And this one I did try to enter. It gave 1 full bar's profit, and I hadn't gotten filled. But all right. I hadn't gotten filled, and it went one full bar in the profit direction, so I took my order off because I had no fill. All right. Hang on. There we go. All right. Obviously, I had these two trades, which worked out. The next opportunity was in here. The cycle was moving up, so we didn't like that. There was a shorting opportunity here, but we had a double bottom right there, so I didn't like that. And then we got into the break. All right, that was the Russell. Those were my trades on the Russell, and that was the Russell. All right, crude oil. I didn't trade crude this morning, but there were a couple of opportunities too. But we had crude inventories come out, and I told everybody in the live trading room this morning that when the crude numbers come out, you know, you're likely to see probably 50 bars or so in the 1 minute that after the crude numbers come out. Well, you can see right here, you almost had 50 down bars right here after the crude numbers came out. We had much more crude than anticipated in the stockpiles, and so it dropped down, all right, and it should have. And then all of this was all within a minute, all the way over to here. All those bars were in 1 minute. I had suggested not even looking at crude until, you know, a little while after the news event, and I didn't. Right in here, it pulled down to this blue area. We actually had some divergence to support it, and it moved up nicely. Did it again here. Didn't put in a higher high. Wouldn't have anticipated it holding here. Actually, would have anticipated it dropping. And right there is a spot to do that. Pulled back up, tested right here for the down move, and there it went. Pulled back up over here after a lower low. Could have sold right in here. All right, now this also, on the down close, this also would have been a regular, actually no, it wouldn't have been. Actually, it wouldn't have been. Sorry, we didn't have divergence over there. We did have some divergence, but the cycle was going up too far. But you could have attempted to sell over here. It didn't pull back far enough. We would have not anticipated this one holding because we didn't get a lower swing off of this one. Double bottom over here. What are we looking at? This is crude. All right, and there we are into the break. All right, I didn't trade crude this morning, so I have nothing on there. I'll bring gold over. I took 2 trades on gold this morning, 1 win and 1 loss. Let's just show it to you. Here we go right here. We had, well, that was the trade that I took, but let's start at the very beginning, okay? We opened up here. Price was moving down. By the time it pulled up here and tested the BBC, we didn't have the cycle in the right direction here. How far is too far up on the cycle? Good question, Frank. When you have divergence like this, I don't like to see the cycle pointing up at me, okay? It can be blue like this over here. This right here would be okay. But when it starts pointing up at me, like right in here, or like right in here, that I don't like. Okay, that's where I stop. Okay, I'm going to get into that too there in a minute, Dwayne. I don't know if you meant that for me or for Bert, but let's see. We dropped down over here, and we didn't have any opportunity other than dropping through right here. Now, you wouldn't have anticipated this holding here because we didn't get a higher swing off of this one. So that said, you had the ability to sell when it moved down right in there, all right, to capture all that. Now, right over here, I had stopped looking at it because we were... Oh, sorry, this is gold. I took this gold trade right on top of the crude oil news event. I shouldn't have taken that trade, actually. Yep, that's right, Frank. It's a slope issue. Yep. When it's pointing up, stay away. And if you're short and it's pointing down, if you're on the bottom, stay away. All right, so in here you had a bullish cross, and it started to approach the red area in here. Now, you had bullish divergence. It tested the BBC with an up close, and the fact that we didn't put in a lower swing off of this one before it put in another one suggested that this was not going to hold right here. Okay? So, that's just something to consider when you're looking at these things. Okay, right in there, when this didn't hold, you could have gotten long on the up close above that bar right there. All right, they had to pull back and tested the BBC with an up close over here, but you see how the cycle's headed down right here? That made that a little more risky, so I didn't do anything in there. Again, over here, that, and we moved up, and this, and we didn't put in a higher swing, so you wouldn't anticipate this holding. Drops through, could have shorted right there. This was the short that I did take. It was right on top of the crude oil news. All right, it stopped me out. Then this was the next one that I took off of the lower low right here, pulled back up, tested the yellow line up here, and I shorted that and took 8 ticks profit over here. So I lost 8 ticks here and I won 8 ticks here. All right, and that was pretty much the morning on the gold. Now you can see right in here, tested the BBC with an up close with bullish divergence, and this is another one of those things right there. You see that? It's not pointing down, it's just a little bit red. So on the up close, that was an opportunity. Okay. All right. That was gold. Now I'm gonna point something else out here. I did the Russell, the crude, the gold, the ES. I'll do the YM in a second and the NQ in a second. On the soybeans, Dwayne had said get long or put a buy stop in at 1571 for a couple of cents, and it went up to just about up to 1575. All right, so it went 2 3/4 cents. All right, so Dwayne entered here, and this was in the live trading room this morning as well. 1571, and he took an exit up here at 74. I'm sorry, not 74. 71 to 73. Right there. That was Dwayne's call on the soybeans this morning. All right. Now, looking at the soybeans, here's bullish divergence to test to the BBC with an up close. Over here, we weren't coming off a higher high, so we wouldn't have anticipated this holding. Right in there is where you could have gotten short. Over here, let's see, at 10:39 it pulled up and it hit it right here, okay? And it gave 1 full bar's profit, at which point you would have had your stop at break even, and then it reversed off the BBC and moved up. Dwayne bought that there and sold that there to give us a couple of cents on the soybeans this morning, okay? So let's see, the soybeans, the couple cents on the soybeans, $100 a contract. The 2 losses on the Russell, minus $120 a contract, and break even on the NQ and break even on the gold. So we were this morning minus $20 a contract on the trading. On the NQ trades that I took this morning, let's see, we had, I thought I took 2 of them. Did I not outline both of them? Yeah, I did. Both NQ trades that I took this morning had profit in them. Okay. Right here we had a bullish cross. It tested the BBC with an up close and it moved up. All right. I moved my stop to break even once we closed above the MA1. Over here we had the same thing on the opposite side. Tested the BBC with bearish divergence and a down close, and I got short, and I moved my stop to break even again once it closed down below the MA1. We were just not having any follow through for a little while there this morning, right in here. Okay. None of the markets were. You can see right here. It was just a big sideways mess in there, and kind of hard to trade. FOMC today, guys. I'm sure that's got something to do with it, but a lot of people wouldn't trade on the FOMC day. I think with the types of trades that we do, it's okay in the morning. I would stay out of the markets in the afternoon. All right. So all this was more of the same stuff. Your bearish cross. Bearish cross right here. Tested the BBC with a down close with bearish divergence. Right in here. Okay. And another one over here. Tested the yellow line this time, coming off a lower low, so you could have sold it there. This put in a lower swing. It went right through the red right here, so you would have lost on that. All right. Over here it came right down and nailed it here for the move up. Okay. And that was that. Now I want to point out one more thing before I wrap this up this morning. There was a swing trade issued last night that triggered this morning at 1409 and a half. From 1409 and a half, it dropped 4 3/4 points. And now you should probably still be in the trade. If you didn't take profit on the 4 3/4 points, then you should probably still be in the trade. Your risk should be above the weekly trading zone above us, and your target should be the weekly trading zone below us. All right. So that's pretty much where that stands. Okay. All right. That's it. I'm going to wrap up the recording right here and get back to all those chats that keep coming through. All right. Again, if you're in here on the free trial, you should have an email in your inbox to respond to if you want to become a partner. The number. If you don't and you want to know what it takes to become a partner, send us an email at support@cfrn.net. That's support@cfrn.net. All right. That's it. I'm going to wrap it up right here.